Hey everybody, today is January 10th, 2024. I'm Gene, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Hanging with Uncle. I know we're getting kind of started early today, um, but there were some important things that happened yesterday and today. So let's just kind of get those out of the way. The big takeaways, what I heard, what I understand, and your opinion. Tell us what you think. If you have a cogent explanation, I'd love to hear it. So, yesterday was the appellate court for the D.C. case in Tanya Chutkan's trial, where she's overseeing Cadet Bone Spurs and the January 6th trial. Excuse me. And as we all know, there was a claim of absolute immunity because he used to be president and therefore you can't prosecute me. And we all know that's a bunch of BS. Number one, no one is above the law in this country. The Constitution does not give anyone total immunity or abstination for crimes committed. That's a made-up word, isn't it? So that claim is just false. It's ridiculous. We all know it because we all ask ourselves, if that was me, would I have immunity or would they be locking me up? And there's your answer. And again, this is why I love C-SPAN. I listened to the hearings yesterday in the D.C. appellate court and listened to the arguments and the questions being asked by the appellate judge panel and the people and the defense attorneys. And just long story short, Judge Pan asked the defense, well, let's say, if you're claiming absolute immunity for things done while in office, and your claim is that a president must be impeached and convicted by the Senate before he can be criminally prosecuted, are you trying to say that if a president ordered the Navy SEALs to execute his political rival, that he would get away with that? That ordering a hit, ordering a murder, he would totally get away with it and there would be immunity. And of course, they stuck to their guns. Your Honor, if there has been no impeachment and no conviction, then there can be no trial. There's immunity. And that's just ridiculous. And I think the court saw right through that. And this is going to be kicked back so fast. Now, it won't go straight to the Supreme Court from here because we know the ding-dong is going to try and appeal it. It will have to be heard en banc, which means the entire appellate court would have to agree to hear this case as a whole. And I really doubt that's going to happen. I doubt the Supreme Court will take up the issue of absolute immunity. And I believe this is going to go to trial, and things are going to keep rolling. It's, you're going downhill, and just sticking your hands in the snow, trying to hold on, isn't going to stop you. You're going to go down. So it's just going to happen. Gravity is undefeated. I've fallen victim to it myself sometimes. So. But also today, I want to say it was the Oversight Committee was having their hearing today on whether or not to hold Hunter Biden in contempt of Congress for not showing up and testifying behind closed doors. Now, I remember listening to Chairman Comer throw the open invitation out to Hunter Biden. If you want to come before our committee and testify, the door's open. We want to hear from you. So what does Hunter Biden do? He says, sure, I'll be there. And then they move the goalpost and say, no, we want it to be behind closed doors. Hunter Biden still shows up for his hearing and says it's going to be to the public where the people can hear it, or I'm not doing it. So they wanted to have the committee decide if Hunter should be brought up for contempt of Congress by the entire House. Okay. But I loved the arguments from Representative Moskowitz, Representative Crockett, Representative Goldman, Representative Ocasio-Cortez. They basically, especially Swalwell, I love when he brings that ticker up that shows how many days Jim Jordan is out of compliance from a congressional subpoena. But he's such a hypocrite. He wants to hold somebody else in contempt for a subpoena. You know, you set the precedence, dude. If you don't have to show up for a lawfully issued subpoena, then you can't hold anybody else in contempt for it. You're a hypocrite. And they just basically let him have it. I'm not going to go word for word. You can turn on the TV and the news and see that for yourself. But, you know, this being an election year, and again, I watched it on C-SPAN, just watching the hearing and watching the lies and hypocrisy coming out of the mouths of the Republicans on that committee. And here's the kicker. I'll kind of close it with this. Again, this is totally unscripted. Hunter Biden walks into the hearing. He just walked into the hearing, you know, them deciding if they want to hold him in contempt. And this is where I love Representative Moskowitz, who said, he's here. You want to hear from him? Let's show, you know, a raise of hands from everybody over there on the other side of the aisle that will let him testify and answer your questions. And, of course, it's chirps because they have nothing except theater. There's no evidence. It's just whip the crowd up into a frenzy over nothing. The fact that the man has shown up and wants to testify in front of the world instead of behind closed doors, because I know those lying Republicans would spin stuff and say he said this, that, and the other, and nobody would be the wiser to check him on it because it's behind closed doors. Now it's my word versus against yours. And I don't blame Hunter for not going behind closed doors with them lying SOBs. What they do in front of us is shameful enough to know I'm not voting for any of them. I'm registered no party preference, but you just can't lie and expect to earn my vote. You can't be a hypocrite and expect to earn my vote. And that's where I stand. So that's all I have for right now. Please hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up, that like button. It really helps us out. And that bell on the far right over there is the notification bell. Click that and be notified when we put new content out there and go live. So I'd love to know your comments. Leave them in the comment section below. And that's all we have for this evening. Be kind to one another. Treat each other the way you want to be treated. And don't be a hypocrite. I'm Gene, and Zane and I will see you